So if you are looking for a job as an enrolled nurse, continue. It's all about finding a job in Australia is all about being at the right place at the right time. And I would recommend everyone, if you are looking to apply for jobs in Australia, please do not just click a button and forward your resume. So always, it is highly recommended. That you first look at the job post, say what company that job is advertised for, what the jobs require you, and how your experience and your qualifications align with that job. And that those kind of resumes would have higher chances of being accepted, and would have better chances of being called for the interview. And once you get in front of someone, if you're able to secure the interview, it is much easier for you to land yourself in job.
Raghavan Vanesha Mood. Hello, sir. I did appeal for a student. Can you tell me how much take it take to get an answer?
So let me give you lots of you have lodged student visas in Australia or even offshore, or you have lodged extensions for the student visa. Many of you have had some issues in the past. Either you have changed many courses, have done lots of zigzag things on your student visa. You haven't met the student visa conditions, whether it is related to downgrading your course, or whether it is related to not making academic progress in the course. Those kind of profiles are really being looked at very suspiciously by the Department of Home Affairs, and we are receiving refusals, and those refusals are still continuing. So if you are one of those people who have received that refusal for your student visa, your option is go to in AET. Obviously, we used to call it AET, but now it is ART. Appeals Review Tribunal. And in Appeals Review Tribunal, because lots of people are challenging the decision and going for Appeals Review Tribunal, what is happening that there is a long processing times. So we are waiting for some of our clients, those who have lodged their ARTs like 18 months ago. So someone is asking, are you a registered migration agent? So KOT, I'm not sure, Peanut. So yes, we are. I'm a registered migration agent. My name is Mahinder Singh. My MARA number is 2117
674.
Yes, 674. It is also written. Such a long number. Even I have to look it up if I have to speak it. But you will see that in all our communication. I think you can also see on our TikTok profile, on YouTube as well. Wherever you see my face, that number would be written next to it. So 2117 674, and you can check it on mara.gov.au. So I was talking about these ART things. So if your case is in ART, if you have challenged the decision in ART, you are required to continue to study and make academic progress in the course for which you originally applied for the student visa. Because what happens when your case opens at ART, you should have a strong argument stating to the member that you had a genuine intention to finish that course, and you have actually done well in that course, so they are able to find a reason to give you a student visa. But if you make a change in the course during that time, and if you're not making academic progress, then you wouldn't have a strong case at ART, and your visa could stay refused. We call it the department. We call it the terminology is the ART can withhold the decision of the department. So that means your visa stays refused. And the only option after that is to challenge the decision in Federal Circuit Court. And for that, you would need a migration lawyer. So you need a lawyer to represent you there. So it becomes more complicated. Guys, if you are watching us live on TikTok, if you have not hit that follow button so far, this is the time to do so. If you're watching us live on Facebook or on YouTube, wherever you are, subscribe, follow, and help us in sharing this live. I would prefer if you bring all the questions to our YouTube, because on YouTube we are able to easily show the question, display the question, and so everyone knows what the question is.
Even we can give evidence
as well. We can also share screen, and if need be. Okay.
So yes, Sandeep Kaur, 28. Hello sir, any chance for 119 essay, 70 point as a system analyst and up to 2 years experience?
Very good question, Sandeep. As a system analyst with 2 years of experience, if your employment is not high, very strong, what I mean to say by strong employment, like your salary, okay. If it is not very high, like I would say 80 or above with 2 years of experience as a system analyst, if your salary is at that mark, there are chances they may consider your profile for 190. But if that is not the case, and if you're working for a company which is not as big, your salary is also not um, something that is commensurating with someone with the same skills assessment with 2 years of work experience, then probably they may offer you 491. But your points are on lower side because there would be plenty of people waiting on those points. Okay, so just weigh your options. Virat Jatain is asking, hi sir, please share backlog for ambulance officer at 70 points. I'll be happy to do so. Just give me 1 sec.
So I think he's in offshore. So yes, Mikey is saying, hi boss, do you have any college that offer diesel mechanics? Yes, Mikey, we do have a plenty of colleges with
Diesel?
yes,
Very limited options.
yes.
But yes, you will be able to find one for you.
Where are you located, Mikey?
Ambulance officer. I'm searching this backlog for ambulance officer. If you are if you want to come on YouTube or on Facebook, you'll be able to see this screen as well. Just give me 1 sec. I'll be right with you guys. Okay, just give me turn off some tabs of mine. Here we go. So screen share and ambulance officer. Here we go. I hope you guys are able to see. Let me turn off the banner. Just give me 1 sec. So that shows. Okay, so just give me 1 sec, okay? There we go. Now, you may be able to see that for ambulance officer, this occupation is a short-term occupation. Most of the people, you only have less than 20 EYs for 190 and 491. So this occupation is actually pretty good to be in. Okay, you may be able to get invite one or the other state from one or the other state. So less than 20 UIs. There's not a lot of people. There are not a lot of people in this occupation. Manjot, any other questions from there?
I think Viraj is in off.
So Viraj, that's fine if you're offshore. If not this financial year, you may get invited next financial year. Continue improving your points. If you have any room for improving points, please continue to do so.
The page Thakkad is in New South Wales with 80 points as a physiotherapist. 1 year experience. On a skill, shall I leave New South Wales or stay?
Whether you will leave New South Wales or you will stay in New South Wales will depend on multiple factors. Number one, the duration of your current visa. You need to ask yourself how long you can stay on your current visa. If it is valid for say 12 months, making a move at this stage
can 6 months left.
6 months left. Then if it is just 6 months left, I think making a move may not be a good option for you. But you can definitely make a move to regional New South Wales and continue, applying there. You can also unlock 491 as well, or even regional Victoria. If you're able to move to regional Victoria, full-time job is going to be critically important here. Okay, without job, it is going to be difficult within that short time. Sir, chances of 190 at 75 points and 491 at 85 points for occupation, motor mechanic, offshore, 10 years of experience in field. I really doubt this year you have any chance. Chirag, I may break your heart, but I really doubt this year you may not get invited. But next year, if the quota is bigger, there could be chances you get invited, because those motor mechanics, we have lots of people in Australia with that skills assessment, and those people are here in Australia. Given the current circumstances, when Australia is undergoing a lot of issues in housing, there are not enough houses, so they are not looking to call a lot of people from overseas at the moment. They are really, really fussy about it. We are receiving some invites here and there, but those numbers are not very big. So you may want to just wait, and I would also recommend continue improving your points if it is possible. We'll pick some questions from TikTok.
Yes. So one of the person is saying, how come I have a friend who is bad at English but went back to India and got 8 points for PTE? How is it possible, Mohinder sir? Please.
How is it possible? I really can't answer this question. So if your friend is really bad in his English, and if you think that he has gone to India just to bypass the English test in one or the other way, or maybe fake his English test, you can pass on his detail to Department of Home Affairs, because we stand for doing the right thing. We stand for those people who work hard. We stand for those people who do the right thing. If you really know his first and last name, just report it to the Department of Home Affairs. Let the department do deal with this case. We really cannot do much.
So Easy Cynthia, is it good to study pharmacy for migration since I'm onshore?
Pharmacy, absolutely. Look, pharmacy is a health-related occupation. Okay, if you're able to pull off skills assessment with Australian qualification, it is relatively easier to find jobs as well. So if you have qualification from Australia, it is much easier for you to find job, and then you can obviously apply for there are different 3-4 different occupations you can get skills assessment in after pharmacy qualification. So yes, it is worth going for. You also need to keep in mind, anything that you want to study, you also want to make sure that you find a job in that occupation. So always study something that you are interested in long run, because it is an investment of time and money. PR is one part of it, but again, if you are investing, say, 20, 50, 60, 70, $80,000 on a study, you want to make sure that you use that study in future for your career as well. Randhaba is asking, can disability support worker apply for 482 visa? Absolutely, you can do so, but you can only do so under DAMA labor agreement. So there are only certain DAMA labor agreements that has disability support worker as one of the occupations that you can nominate for 482 visa, as well as subclass of 494 visa. If you are not located in the DAMA regions, Randhaba, even if you're located in, say, in Sydney or Brisbane or Melbourne, and those regions do not have DAMA, those regions are not included in DAMA. If your company is willing, if they are willing to help you, they can go for company specific labor agreement, and through company specific labor agreement, you can be nominated for subclass 482 visa. But what are the requirements? The first thing is to have the company specific labor agreement in place. And that process takes a bit of time and effort and energy as well. But once that is done, the path after that is pretty clear. Okay. Next question, please.
Yes. So we are taking question from YouTube now. So from Felix Kikwoy, sir, if someone on a pathway course decides after 6 months to change the provider and downgrade to a diploma, will it have an effect on dependent visas?
Absolutely. So Felix, first of all, if you are on a pathway course, so that means if you have come to Australia in diploma to degree, okay, I don't think your university is going to release you unless you complete 6 months in your primary course. Okay, so that means
it would be 1.5 years.
Or maybe sometimes even 2 years. Sometimes the diploma is 1.5 years. So 1.5 years plus 6 months, so almost 2 years. So that could be one of the reasons they may not allow you to get that release letter. But if they do allow you to get a release letter, if you receive the release letter, and if you go to a course which is not at the same AQF level, or you don't hold any future COE for that course at the same level, then you would be in breach of a student visa condition 8202. and that can be dangerous for your subclass of 500 visa.
Rubisha from TikTok is saying Can Takeaway Restaurant is eligible for 482 visa as a retail manager related to Sydney.
No. Look, so as a retail manager, restaurant related occupations are out of the list, and there is a reason for this, because this occupation probably was not being used for the purpose it was meant to be. So they have removed the restaurant manager. So if you are in hospitality and if you want to get sponsorship from hospitality, so either you move into the kitchen area in which you can have a kitchen hand, chef, and cook. So kitchen hand is not eligible for any employer sponsored visa, but you can go for chef or cook. Okay. If you want to go in hotel and motel industry, then it is hotel and motel managers, and for that you would be required to have some qualification in the related field and skills assessment, obviously. I've got a question from Hazel is asking, sir, my visa has got cancelled from Department of Home Affairs because I was offshore and I was on student visa. So can I apply again for the student visa? I am not really sure, Hazel, what was the reason for the cancellation of your student visa. But if your student visa was cancelled because you went overseas for genuine reasons, it could be possible to apply for a student visa again if your university accepts it and if they are able to give you a COE with a proper submission to the Department of Home Affairs, demonstrating the reasons why you went offshore and why you should be granted a visa. These all things will decide the outcome of your student visa application if you do lodge one in these circumstances. We've had cases in which during COVID, I'm going to tell you a story for one of my clients. So what happened during COVID, one of my client from Mauritius, he was here in maybe most of the times he's in my live shows, he may be listening to me as well. So he was here on a student visa when during COVID, Australia closed for international travel. What happened, he was stuck here and his student visa ran out. He was still here onshore, his student visa ran out, and what happened, he stayed like 28 days over his student visa when he was organizing the flights, and he was waiting for that what do you call it? Patriotic flight, or what was that? So they were getting these flights from the countries,
Special flights. Maybe.
Special flights. He was waiting for those flights, and then his visa was expired, and he overstayed with 28 days. He was in Mauritius when Australia opened. He contacted me. His college issued him COE. I made a student visa application for him with strong submission stating why. Because what happens if you leave from Australia as an unlawful non-citizen, what happens that you become they ban you for 3 years. So first, that was one challenge. So I had to avoid ban, and also we got the student visa grant as well. Now this fella is in Australia, and I hope he's happy. So Hazel,
so I'm taking comment from YouTube. Rubisha is saying how much time takes for ART decision to come.
Very good question, Rubisha. ART decision can take up to 18 months or sometimes even longer. It is a painful journey of 1.5 to 2 years, and this is unfortunate, but that's pretty much the processing times are for ART at this stage.
Big pain chap again. Sir, I have finished my IT degree in Canberra over 16 months. I got 4 credit. What about regional 5 points? I'm eligible.
Sorry, what was that? Sorry.
It was, sir, I have finished my IT degree in Canberra over 16 months. I got 4 credits. What about regional 5 points?
You can't get it unless you have completed 2 years of study. If you've got 4 credits, then you can't use
from
that
where
study.
You have get the credits, 4 credits? From
Definitely not regional area. That's the question. That's the origin of the question. If you had studied in regional area,
so your total study is for maybe would be for 92 weeks.
Yeah.
and over 16 calendar months.
So basically, in master's degree, we generally have 16 units. And if you have taken a credit for 4 units, so 16 units are
Obviously,
spread across
then-
2 years.
Yeah.
If you have taken credit for, say, 4 units, that means you have studied 25% of your degree from a different place. You won't qualify for 485 visa extension, that regional extension. Okay, guys, if you are watching us live anywhere on whatever the platform you are on, please help us in sharing this live, or double tapping the screen if you're on TikTok, and keep posting your questions. When you post your question, make sure you don't post the same question again and again. Let us pick your question for answering and then post the question again. We are here to help, but we all need to help each other by being by helping each other, by not just spamming those messages. Okay.
Again and again, yes. Sir, any chance after diploma of community service? Newman Akram. So Newman Akram is work. Are you working, Newman Akram?
Where about is the question?
Sir, any chance after diploma of community service?
So after diploma in community service, you are required to have 1 year of work experience at least for 20 hours per week. Only then you can apply for skills assessment. So people fail to find a job as a community worker because it's a skill level 2 job. After diploma, it is difficult. And not only even after diploma, even after bachelor's degree, it is difficult. So if you have finished a diploma in community service, the best would be to continue your studies and finish bachelor's degree. Because after finishing the bachelor's degree, you will be eligible for 485 visa if you meet all other criteria, age, English, and all that. And then you can find a full-time job and probably seek 491 or 190 as a community worker in future. But if you're looking to get PR pathways after community service, then you may want to also explore options of employer-sponsored visa as a disability support worker if you have that experience and meet that criteria. And if you're living in that region where DAMA labor agreement is already in place and that occupation is available for employer-sponsored visa. I hope that helps.
So Classy, hello sir ji, 462 visa holder can apply any other visa, sir ji?
कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. Can 462 visa holder apply for other visa? कोई चक्कर नहीं है. Yes, you can.
No problem. Yes. So Prajwal Acharya is not fast food restaurant manager.
I'm going to take this. Sorry, Manjot, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna take this doctor's question.
So doctor cleared AMC 1, now scheduled for AMC 2. What visa options I can have, please?
Look, if you have done AMC 1 and if you're going for AMC 2, if your AMC 2 requires you to come to Australia specifically, then you can apply for a tourist visa. Okay. You may be able to take the practical exam here if that requires a practical exam and if that requires you to be in Australia for the examination purposes. I would recommend you to clear all the exam, get your AHPRA registration, and probably then apply under general skilled migration. That would be good to avoid that shock if you're currently offshore.
I think, have you answered that question from Will God?
No, not yet.
Will God
yes.
is saying from YouTube, hello sir, I have 85 points as a Ian living in ACT. What are my chances this financial year? Can you shed some info? Thanks.
So Will God, if you're currently employed full time, you still have chances of securing either 491 or 190 from ACT. Okay.
Bikramjeet Benz, hello sir, I'm an offshore candidate with codes 261312 with 90 points for 190. I didn't get invite from any state yet.
Okay, so IT occupation from offshore, 90 points. All the best. That's all I can say. Your points are 90, which is fine. Your own points are 90. For 190, you have 95. Just continue to wait. And if there is any room for you to improve your points, continue working on it, my friend. That's all I would recommend. Okay. If not this financial year, maybe next financial year. When would there be a new round for Victoria and New South Wales? So New South Wales has conducted a big round In Victoria, generally they send email when they're conducting round. We haven't had anything this month. I really don't think they will invite anyone this month because of these Christmas holidays. Maybe early next month. Okay, maybe beginning of next month from Victoria. And New South Wales, they're also unpredictable. They don't have any specific time when they conduct rounds. Okay, Gokul Tapalia is asking, can an employer sponsor a fresh graduate in regional New South Wales? Can an employer sponsor a fresh graduate in regional New South Wales? So if you have an employer who wants to sponsor you, there are different subclasses that you can use. I'm not sure whether you have some kind of work experience while holding a student visa or not, number one. So if you have some kind of work experience during student visa or even within last 5 years in any occupation, you can use that work experience to lodge employer sponsored visa. Specifically, I'm talking of this skills in demand subclass 482. Okay, that could be one option if you have some experience. If you don't have any experience at all, say if you're just a fresh graduate, then training visa could be an option for you, because training visa allows you to gain that experience in Australia and get trained in that occupation. So the requirements of training visa, the process is similar to skills in demand visa. So your employer needs to apply for temporary activity sponsor first. Then they need to apply for nomination for the training, and then you apply for the visa. Okay, so these are 3 steps we need to go through. But there has to be a genuine and legitimate need for you to get trained, and they should have a genuine training position too. Okay, so that is something that can be done in your case. If you want to discuss that in detail, I'm not sure about your occupation, your age, your English level, what kind of business your employer runs, what would be your position, and how many people are working there. They're all the financial details and all that. So I would recommend you to book appointment, and you can do so from our website, which is www.ems.
That's random stuff. Do you assist for ECT skill assessment? Also, do I need skill assessment reference from my employer?
We do help for ECT skills assessment, no problems whatsoever. And do you need employer reference? Yes, if you're claiming work experience, then you would need employer reference. It is better to provide it rather than not providing it if you're currently employed. But as such, there is no requirement of having employer reference letter for skills assessment. The ASIQA has taken over the skills assessment process, I think from 6th or 7th of December. We haven't done much with ASIQA so far, but I think the process is more or less the same as we used to do with the AITSL.
So one of the person is saying about Maitri is saying, can I enroll in certificate 3 courses while pursuing MPAWA? So yes, Maitri, you can enroll in any course, but you have to maintain attendance
in
and
both courses,
assessments, all those conditions.
Maitri, if you are looking to take admission, anyone who is listening to or watching a live show today, if you are an international student in Australia, no matter where you are located, Adelaide, Sydney, Melbourne, wherever you are, you want to discuss course change related matters. I know, guys, I tell you this, that we generally are too occupied most times, but if you send us a message on WhatsApp, one of our team members will get back to you to have a quick chat what is possible in your case. No matter where you are located, we can place you in any university or any college. We have tie-ups with all the major universities and colleges. We have access to them through third parties as well. So we can assist you, and we will help you out with the admission process. And look, our recommendation of the course are not like generic that you can do this. We are going to first ask you the questions that we need to know before we make any recommendations to the course. So because we always want to recommend you something that is going to work out for you, not something that your friend is doing, not something that your friend has recommended you. Okay, so we look at your interest, your level, your academic capabilities, your level of English, your financial situation. So we keep all these things in mind before we recommend any courses to you. So if you want to get into a PR related course, simply send us a message on WhatsApp, just write course change. So me or Manjot, one of us will get back to you. Okay. And if you want to discuss, if you have any migration related questions, if you want to discuss about skills assessment, employer sponsored visa, partner visa, student visa, 485 visa. For student visa and 485 visa, we can help you even without booking consultation, because we want you to sign up first and then we do the whole process again. Remember, guys, we are here to help, but at the same time, you got to understand that I'm also running a business. We are also running a business. We have to run this place. So we generally, that's why I try not to talk to people for a long time over the phone without without appointment. So if you want to discuss, if you're serious about your pathways, if you really want to achieve something, then if you're really serious about it, then you are required to book appointment. My consultations cost you $99, but in future, if you sign up with us for any of the services, those $99 will become part of the final quote, so you don't lose anything. We believe in honest, ethical, and transparent migration practice, and that's our motto from beginning. We are here to help, so you guys need to connect with us if you need that help. Okay, so we continue.
Zainab Sheikh, please answer. Can I work as a second job while waiting for 186 TRT grant?
Can you work? Okay, so if you're on a bridging visa, look at the. So suppose if your 482 visa was only for 2 years, and you applied for 186 visa TRT within those 2 years, now you have moved on to bridging visa A. I want you to have a look at your conditions on the bridging visa A.
So you have to stick with your bridging visa A
conditions. So have a look at those conditions, read those conditions, and stick to those conditions. Okay.
Simple. Even for the other visas, if you want to know about your conditions, that what are your visa conditions, just go to your
grant letter and look at the conditions and read about those conditions from Department of Home Affairs website. Okay. Nishpriya from, I think, YouTube asking, hello sir, I have done BTech in computer science from India with CGPA to 9.33, 9 years of work experience. Can I get scholarship for further study in Australia, and what course or masters you recommend for? Look, Nisha, you've got 9 years of work experience. So if you have done BTech, you would be around 29 or 30, which is fine. You can choose to come to Australia to do a master's degree. Okay. We don't take lots of students from offshore, okay, because we believe that offshore clients are a bit too raw. You have to do a lot of hand holding with them. Please do not mind what I'm saying, but this is I'm talking it from my personal experience. If you pick any client from offshore, we have to put a lot of effort in. So we are putting the effort in the dollars. That is how we value our time here. And then you're servicing someone with INRs, and it is practically not possible. It doesn't make any business sense to us. So if you are in Australia and if you're looking for like genuine consultation, we always recommend IDP. Not that I have tie up with IDP and they're going to give us money. You can always get back to IDP if you're wanting to study. And you can also be eligible to get skills assessment and apply for skilled visa from offshore if your English is
skilled visa means it may lead to permanent residency of Australia, or maybe a provisional residency of Australia.
Yeah. So then it can help you,
because you have a good experience. You may get your
skilled visa
skills assessed as a computer engineer.
Will I be eligible for 482 if I have 1 year of full-time experience in non-relevant field of study? I don't think that question makes any sense to me, right? Non-relevant study. So you are required to have relevant study.
So you already have
and 1 year of work experience. So relevant study and work experience. So if you don't have relevant study, you just have work experience, it doesn't work for 482.
So Rubisha, our combined visa got refused. Do ART makes decision for both or the
absolutely? So only both.
Yes,
only both, because the visa application is one. So all the decisions that would come from ART would be applicable to both applicants, whether it is primary or secondary.
Positive skills assessment experience plus estimate salary South Australia.
Okay, so Bipan, now your question is slightly clearer. So you're working as an animal attendant, and I can also see you're working with horses, because that's what your picture says, which is great, right? So as an animal attendant, there may be possibility for you to grab another visa, but we need to look at the requirements of skills assessment and whether there is any possibility for you to get any kind of skills assessment in that sense, and it could be possible to get a visa under Dharma labor agreement stream. I'm really not sure. So I would recommend you to book appointment. You may even have any previous qualification in the related field. If you are working as an animal attendant, I'm not sure how you landed up in that job, but if you have some kind of a work experience or some kind of qualification from overseas in the animal industry or animal related field, then it could be possible you can use that qualification with this experience. You never know. I would recommend you to book appointment so we can discuss that in detail. Maitri is asking, can I apply for student visa even if you are 17 years old? Absolutely, you can do. If you are under 17 years old, there are additional requirements. So what are those requirements? You are required to provide information about your stay in your student visa application. Where are you going to stay? So some of the sometimes the universities have their own accommodation. You can get that accommodation from the university, or you may have your uncle, aunt, or anyone in Australia in your family who can basically give assurance that you would be taken care by them. So they also need to provide their documents. And if you are under 17, you would be required to have authorization from both of your parents on form 1229 stating that if you get a visa, they do not have any issue, or one parent do not have any issue, or the other parent do not have any issue. Okay, so those are some of the basic things that you would be required to provide in addition to other documentation if you're under 17. Prince is asking, I have 18 months left on 485 visa. Can I go for 2 years degree of Masters of Social Work at Flinders?
No. Prince, not possible. They will not give you any offer letter. They will ask for some statements whether your visa is valid for the next 2 years or not.
Yeah. Think something else. There could be other options, Prince. I'm not sure what is your.
Prince, you can talk to us on Monday. Please call me on 0452169200. I will explain you a little bit more.
Rubisha, yes, no matter how many times we answer that question, you ask the same question again and again. Yes, doesn't really matter whether your secondary applicant is in Australia or offshore. The decision ART makes for you applies to everyone in the visa application.
Because your secondary application is made on the basis of your
primary applicant. Yeah. Okay, so
can I have a WhatsApp number to contact your agency? Maitri, please note that down. 0452
+61. Start with +61.
Yes, +61
452
169 200. Avadesh, does she need to apply new passport with new name? I do not understand what you are saying. Kul Sidhu, 90 points for 190 ICT Sport Engineer. Any chances for invite? So Kul Sidhu is saying, sir, 190 points for 190 ICT Sport Engineer.
Look, points are pretty good. Employment is really important. So if your employment is strong, they may invite you for 491 or 190. But remember one thing: IT is very, very competitive. Okay, so always, if your visa is running out in next 6 to 8 months, always have backup options ready too. Okay.
Brother, please give them up to proper information, because once they come to Australia, please complete your sentence, Lex. Then we will explain you. If anyone wants proper information, then please book an appointment. Then we will guide you in detail.
No, I really value that question. Yes, lots of international students come to Australia with help, with lots of dreams, and initially it is very challenging. There's no denying the fact it is challenging because the environment is new. They don't know anything.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Even if you are living in your home country, then
if you go to
knowledge is necessary. We should know if if someone is running a business, then he should know about the business, how they even in
So
Australia,
it is your
most of the
duty.
people, even they don't know about how to run a business. So obviously it is necessary. If you are going somewhere, if you want to achieve something, then you have to get the knowledge. Simple.
So what we are trying to say is, so if you want to achieve PR, right, then you need to figure out where you're going to get the right
And
advice.
obviously you have to explore the websites of Department of Home Affairs,
Do
related
your
to
own
the
search.
states websites. Obviously you have to read all those blogs and each and everything.
Take help from the right people as well, and don't go if some things, if you are in Australia on a student visa, someone says, hey, this is very easy, that is very easy. That's where the trap is. Nothing is easy in Australia on a student visa. Things work out
with the plan.
With the plan. So you need to have plan A, plan B, and you need to have a really good mentor who shows you what and what not to do. Don't just fall into the traps. There are lots of people in Australia who are working in migration related industry. Many of them don't have the MARA license. So if a person does not have the MARA license, then they do not, if any information they are giving you may not be valid, number one, or may be just given to you because of their own pocket. If you are taking assistance from a MARA agent, or if you're taking assistance from a company where the first contact for you is a MARA agent, obviously in one office there could be just one MARA agent, could 6-7 people would be there, but you always make sure you discuss with the MARA agent first and ask all the questions. There are less chances that you would be misguided, because MARA agents are controlled by Office of Migration Registration Authority, and they are bound by this code of conduct. This code of conduct, which is like 60-70 pages, exhaustive list of rules and regulations MARA agents have to stick. And if a MARA agent is doing the right thing, that means they are going to give you the right advice. And obviously, because they are running a business, so they're not going to talk to you for free. So don't be surprised if you want to talk to a MARA agent. If they charge you for the appointment, it is the same thing as doctors. When you go and see the doctor, they charge you for the appointment. So same thing applies.
Kind of thing.
Yes. I finished my mechanical engineering degree. What do you think my next steps should be to get PR? If you have finished your mechanical engineering degree, go for your skills assessment and increase your chances of getting invited by state or getting 189 by improving your points, increasing your points, English, NATI, and finding a relevant job, really, really important. And if you find a relevant job in some regional area, that would be icing on the cake.
Vipul Arora, my visa TR is expiring December 2025. I have done MPA but no job in field. Can you help? So Vipul Arora.
So Vipul Arora, we need to know what is your current occupation. Okay, what have you been doing so far? And that will decide what you can do going forward. Okay, so at the moment, you don't seem to have any plan. You have exactly 1 year from today, and there will be no options after that. So I'm not sure your MBA was done in a regional area or not. If it was done in a regional area, I'm not sure whether there's a possibility for 1 more year of extension. You need to explore all the options. So I would recommend you to book appointment, and anyone who wants to talk to me, you can simply head to our website at www.ems.com.au and hit that the appointment link, and you can fill in your details. You'll be able to talk to me. I have kept some slots open even during the holidays too, because I would be partially working, not from the office but from home, but we are here to help. Okay.
Granary, are migrants ready for
I would not even, I would ignore that comment. Black Cadet, can civil engineer able to be skill assessment as a civil engineering technician from offshore? I think civil engineers should go for civil engineering skills assessment through CDR pathway, and we can also assist if you want our help. Irish Laura is asking, can you do 482 with employers A but switch directly to 1860 TRT with employer B, cafe and restaurant manager? In skills in demand visa, yes. In skills in demand visa, yes. So guys, please don't call us live because we don't do any live calling on TikTok. Okay. So your request will be declined automatically.
Atachelu, what about agriculture? Agriculture is good, Atachelu. If you have a relevant qualification and experience, then you may get the skill assessment and then you can proceed with your permanent residency pathway.
ELZ is asking, does early childhood educator need work experience too? Absolutely. So for skills in demand visa, you require 1 year of full-time or part-time equivalent work experience plus relevant qualification plus employer who can sponsor you. Good thing is, under skills in demand visa, early childhood teach educators as well as early childhood childhood workers. They are also, even OSH workers, they are eligible for subclass 1A, subclass 482 visa. That's the most welcoming change of this skills in demand visa. Jwalin Patel, what about SA outer mechanical engineer with 60 points with field job? What are the chances? So Jwalin, if you have field job as a mechanical engineer, if it is a legitimate and genuine job, you will get invited. Apply in outer regional stream. But maybe 491 at 60 points, you may not be competitive in terms of points.
Search experience. Atachelu, can you send your resume to our WhatsApp, which is 045 +61 452 169 200.
Vinod, thank you for sharing our live. All right, guys, if you're watching us live for the first time and if you haven't hit that follow button, this is the time to do so if you're on TikTok. And if you're watching us live on Facebook or on YouTube, wherever you are, if you have not followed us or if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do it now. And I'm gonna focus on answering questions from the new followers. So if you're watching my live for the first time, hit that follow button and post your question. I'm trying to pick that. I'll try to pick that question for answering on priority as compared to others. So first you follow, so we can see who followed us, and then post your question.
RJ820 just followed us, followed the live creator.
RJ, you can post your question. Irish Laura followed. I think I have answered your question, Irish, already.
85 points with 8 each bands, occupation, civil construction. Any chance in Victoria Regional for 491?
That's from RJ. 80 points with 8 each band, occupation, civil, and civil construction. Any chance in regional Victoria for 491? So RJ, look, 80 points, 85 points are fine. Okay, but Victoria is more of a state valuing the employment. Okay, so if you have a skill level 1 to 3 employment in outer regional, your points seem to be fine. You may get invited. Okay, I'm not sure about your employment though, but if you have skill level 1 to 3 employment in regional Victoria, you still have chances to get invited.
Jet Life official 52. Yes.
Okay, so let's go. Navraj is asking, hi, I applied visitor visa for NAFI, 20 days, still no reply. Visitor visa processing time is not more than 15 to 20 days these days. So if 20 days have gone by, you must hear back from them very, very soon.
Maybe your file is more complex.
Yeah. Granary, yes, Albanese has announced a reduction in immigration numbers over the next 5 years. Look, I mean, so in Australia, Granary, for your knowledge, if you're not aware of the contribution the migrants make to Australian economy, let me tell you that Australia takes almost 190 to 200,000 people every year in different visa subclasses. And out of those 200,000 people, you have 35,000 coming for general skilled migration. All those people who are coming with bachelor's, master's degrees and years of experience to Australia. And I'm not including student visa numbers on that because student visa is a temporary visa, but I'm just talking of the general skilled migration. And out of that 200,000, there are 30 to 35,000 people who get employer sponsored visas here, whether it is a temporary visa or a permanent visa, contributing to the economy. And many of those are nurses, the nurse that you might have seen when you went to see your GP last time. The doctor, it could be one of those doctors that you have seen when you went to see GP last time, or you went to hospital for yourself or someone else. It could be an aged care worker who could be looking after your mother or father in the aged care facility. So all these things are done by immigrants. And if at any given point of time, if immigrants say, the immigrants who have been in Australia for last 5 years say, we are just not going to work for just for one day, these all facilities are going to they're going to be in big problem. So I know, yes, immigration on politics platforms and all that, it looks like a very good proposition to have a debate on immigrants, but Australia is a country of immigrants. Everyone is immigrant here. 300-400 years back, there were no one here. There were only Aboriginals. So it's a country built by immigrants. And how can we raise a finger on one or other nationality? If you talk about India, like 15 to 20% of Indians come to Australia with those high degrees because they want better life, and Australia has those opportunities here. If you work hard in Australia, you make big. Simple as that. So I'm open to debate. I mean, I don't think this is the right platform, but I really get too annoyed when with your upcoming comments time and time again. You're not only in my live show for the first time, but today I thought I should give at least 3-4 minutes discussing what you care for.
It is necessary to give 3-4 minutes.
I do understand granary. There are lots of people who come on asylum visas, but these people are not coming to Australia because they have real problem in their country, and Australia has international humanitarian that they come under that regulation, that law. They have to takes certain number
even
of
every
refugees.
Country has some.
I do understand that completely. That why would be paying for those people to live in Australia? But remember, we are all humans. Okay, if the humans don't care for other humans, then there's no point us being humans. Then we would be just better being animals. All right. So Fanalke Dima is asking. Fun Lake Dima, not Fanalke. Fun Lake Dima is asking, I'm studying Bachelor of Accounting and I have worked in tax for 4 years back in the country. That looks good, pretty good to me. Fun Lake. I'm not sure you already hold a skills assessment or not, but you may be able to get skills assessment. I'm not sure about your age, whether you would be eligible for 485 visa or not. But if you are eligible for 485 visa, continue to finish your study, find a full-time job and an accountant. You may get invited for 491 or 190 in future and see yourself going through
Salman Subir, 75 plus 15 taxation accountant, working as an accountant in regional Victoria, 401 salary, 80k.
Aana chahiye Salman. Salman, you should get invited. Possible. Employment is good. If your employment is genuine, then there
Prakash Paudal, why SA is not inviting registered nurse with 75 points? How many ROIs for our?
There are multiple reasons why South Australia is kind of holding back. We also have few nurses that are in line. We have been sending them emails. They say these ROIs would be processed. They're also kind of consider. Look, remember they have 3,000 places. They're not going to give all those 3,000 places to have just only nurses or health professionals. So they are going to take it slowly, but I believe towards the end of the financial year, in the month of April and May and June, the invites may come quickly from South Australia because they are holding back at the moment and just understanding, just looking at current skill needs and probably also consulting with employers too. So they may come back with lots of nominations, probably in the month of maybe March or April or May, towards the end of the financial year. So just hang in there and continue working for improving your employment. Continue working for improving your points, especially English. That superior English could be a deciding factor here because that makes a huge difference in number of points.
Sandeep, yes, I am here in Sydney. Have a skill assessment for ACT Canberra will be good or Sydney?
Fun Lake Dema again. You remember, guys. Remember one thing. So, student visa is a temporary visa. 485 visa is a temporary visa. So these two visas are not permanent solution of your Australian dream. Okay. The quicker now look for some people, if you are holding a student visa, it may be worth for you to go for 485 visa now. It may not be worth for you to go for 485 now. But for some people who are on 485 visa, they don't have any choice. So everyone's scenario is different. You really cannot generalize this advice. The things that we discuss on live shows, they are generic only. They do not apply to everyone's individual circumstances. Okay, please note that. The information that you need that applies to your circumstances can only be discussed in one room, in closed room, where it's the migration agent and the visa applicant is there, okay, or the potential applicant is there. Then we know the whole story. Then only we can recommend what is good in your case, and information that applies to your circumstances. For that, you would be required to book appointment if you want to discuss with us. If you just want to discuss the course change, just simply send us a message on WhatsApp at +61 452 169 200. Prajwal, can you please take that question?
No. No. Will the partner visa processing time be shortened anytime soon?
Prajwal, I have realized most of the partner visa applications lodged by a migration agent, if your migration agent is very competent,
faster.
okay,
Yes.
they can. So I have had partner visa applications, A2s granted within 8 months or 9 months, and sometimes even in 12 months. Okay, rarely 2 years. But self-lodged applications always take longer because of the lack of documents, insufficient information, insufficient documents. The reason being, you really cannot replace a migration agent when you're working for yourself. Okay, and no one is going to tell you what a migration agent does. The doctors don't tell you what they do, right? You may be able to find the same information on Google or maybe blogs, but when it comes to doing, there are different ways. Migration agent is qualified, experienced, and they have access to the right resources from where they gain their knowledge, and they have access to those resources which helps them to bring those favorable outcomes and helps them to prepare those applications that are decision ready. Okay, so there is a difference. So either you want to do your work yourself, want to get it done for free, just the visa application charge and stuff, or you want to hire a person who can guide you for the step. Obviously, all the documents are going to come through, but how to put them, what to tell them, what not to tell them, that is, if you put a step in between, that definitely makes your application go quicker. And this is the only reason. I mean, we do have lots of partner visas, A2s granted within 6 to 8 months, okay, in the last few months. So if you need assistance, we are happy to help. But if you just ask that question, are they going to get better in future? I really doubt, because the moment people gain permanent, like a lot of people are getting 190s these days, all of them, especially the ones who are unmarried, they're going to go back to home country and get married and then bring their partners here. So it's never gonna, the number of applications are never going to
increase.
It may increase, but not decrease as such.
Either unless they put more staff.
Nishu is asking, when is the next round for Victoria? I think next month, I believe. This month it doesn't seem like.
Mink, can certificate 3 students apply 485 after the new rules?
All right, guys, just give me 1 sec. I'm going to call it a day on Facebook and YouTube, but we will continue to spend some time on TikTok because most of the people are just available here. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you on all our YouTube and Facebook viewers. And we'll continue to spend some time on TikTok. Thank you.